it has been. So let's get right to that, Norm. Latest and greatest, especially from yesterday on the overall markets.
Yeah, man, that was interesting yesterday. We just had a bunch of data drop. It has popped the market up. I won't go through all those data points. There was some inflation data and income, spending data, and such. And then 10 a.m. we've got University of Michigan consumer sentiment and 5-year inflation expectations. But yeah, I believe the stat I saw yesterday was that was only the second time in history to have that big of a rebound, from that big of a
Wow.
drop to that big of a gain. Yeah, absolutely. So, of course, there's been more news dropped overnight. I guess the most recent thing I saw cross the wires was 15 minutes ago, half an hour ago, that Russia is open to meeting with. Sent a delegation to Minsk for talks with Ukraine. The news that I've seen is kind of a lot of people are saying Russia may have overestimated their capabilities or underestimated
Hmm.
Ukraine and the how upset people would be in Russia. You've got a government that just unleashes on people that say anything other than that disagree with the government, and there were thousands and thousands of people in the streets. I think I saw 1,700 people alone got arrested for protesting in Moscow yesterday. So
Yeah, yeah.
maybe there's some hope. Who knows, man? We've been this back and forth thing for a while now. So until I actually see some traction on anything, I'm not going to believe it. But the market seems to be okay with that this morning. It popped up on that news. That's that big candle right before 8 a.m. Eastern. So
Yeah, yeah.
that news dropping about the possible I can't say it, meeting. Anyway, I tongue twister this morning. I need more caffeine, I guess. So anyway,
Yeah, it's has been very interesting. I think it's going to obviously continue to be very, very interesting.
like
Um,
barge guys saying there, you got to have courage to protest in Moscow. Yeah, I think the only other place that might be worse is Beijing, but
yeah, I mean, and if you know the history of these two countries, right? They're like brothers and sisters that are fighting, right? I mean,
yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot of
they're
people are saying they have
yeah,
relatives down there and
right,
their
right,
friends are down there, and why the hell are we going and doing this?
right, right. So it's
So,
yeah, it's
oh,
not
Tim
good.
makes a point. Okay, maybe Moscow's third because North Korea, not just the capital, but any city there protesting would be probably more
By
devastating.
far
But
worse.
and yeah. So anyway,
All right, guys. All right, let's get to it. Again, for everybody's sake, let's just hope this thing dies down and minimal casualties. Because the worst part is the people that suffer when stuff like this happens and
yeah,
lose
man.
family members. That's the worst part of it, right?
Prayers, and we've got
Um,
members that are in Ukraine too.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. So
we have members talking about what's going on in Kiev, what they were doing the night before last, with sirens going off and everything
hmm
else. So
hmm
prayers to them and their families.
yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. So guys, let's get to it. I mean, our watch list yesterday. Do we really have to go through what happened? I mean, everything on here is was just incredible. Everything was, the drop at the market open, and then everything just took. Not sorry, the pre-market, and then everything just took off. I mean, it was just incredible. My brother calls me up. He's like, "Hey, all my positions I have long for swing trades are hitting their stop. They're getting close to it." An hour later, he calls me. He's like, "Forget everything is good." It was just that type of move yesterday. Look at stuff like Nvidia. Nvidia is just incredible. I mean, this thing, guys, popped up $30 by the time it was done. 30 plus on this thing, right? 207 here was the bottom around there. So, and just look at the action in the pre-market. Everything had this. Apple, Lucid, I mean, that was just an entire game play yesterday. Facebook, same thing here, just took off. Everything was a long, and it kind of shows you. We're not going to talk about every individual stock because the story is the same. If we look at just the overall SPY, and we have said this before, how much of this was probably already, in these moves, right, leading up to this day yesterday. So how much was already embedded into that situation? Who knows? But right now looking pretty good. Spies up nicely, and we'll see today. I think it's going to be one of those other days where you're going to have a lot on the gap up list like we do today. I mean, there's a ton here. You can watch your favorite stocks, and I'm sure you're going to find some good opportunities. Even Yndx yesterday was a great trader. We normally don't watch this one. Yndx, looking really good this morning as well. Very active yesterday. Same thing. Um, so it's a lot that you can look at today.
I ain't touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, I hear you. But just give you an idea, like some of the stocks that we would never touch. If you look at yesterday's action on that thing, it was incredible. Like you would never know that stock would trade like that. So that was the type of action you got yesterday. Let's go ahead and link our trade ideas. We'll look at the top five on both sides, and then we'll look at everything gapping down because I'm curious to see why you are not up this morning. We'll look at that, and then we'll look at the top five on what's gapping up. I'm just gonna link my trade ideas here. Nope, didn't like that. Let's do it again. Add link. There we go. Okay, is it working? Perfect. All right, so we are linked up, guys. Let's see what's top five gapping up this morning. KAR today, huge gap up, guys. 65% pop today. Something happened last night, I'm assuming.
Carvana's buying a segment of this company at least. I don't think it's the whole thing. I think it's just a part of it, but I could be
Okay.
mistaken there.
Okay. For the most part, they're not a great intraday trading stock as far as the
Yeah,
daily. I don't
that's why I
see.
don't have the solid
Yeah,
deets on it.
I don't see a lot of action here. And I think today, guys, I don't think this is one you're gonna probably need to have, right? I mean, there's just so much going on. I don't think this is one that it's not looking great. Here's Fetch, I believe it is, right? Farfetch. This one is up
Farfetch.
30%. I normally don't trade this one. It doesn't trade very well. I think it's very, very thin with the volume. Looks like some action last night as well. Earnings
Yeah,
looks like.
they had earnings last night.
Yep. So earnings last night. Again, a nice pop there, 30%. Very thin volume, and that's the song and dance for this one because if you look at the
Pre-market's
daily,
terrible.
yeah, you're just not gonna get a whole lot here. So we'll skip to the next one. YNDX, we're talking about this one. Definitely did very well yesterday. Look at the pre-market action. Look at the daily, the intraday action as well. Obviously, everything did this yesterday. They are directly affected because they do business down in Russia. So good news for them yesterday as they continue to pop higher here. I know some of you guys like this one. We'll put it on here. YNDX, and we'll see where that goes. Let's take a look at SQ. SQ on the list today.
Yeah, they had
Wow,
earnings
SQ
last
took
night.
off. Yeah, man.
Ed traded this, just a hell of a trade yesterday in his earnings, which is awesome because he had his
Yeah,
mentorship session. So I'm sure he was in that while he was
nice,
trading
nice.
this. Yeah,
What a nice pop, guys, on SQ this morning. They are definitely in play. I'm not a great trader of SQ, but today they're in play. Let's see what happens. Up 21%, guys. Great pop. Great day yesterday, obviously, with everything, and now a nice pop last night, but continuing this morning. So excellent. All right, we'll stop here on the next one. HHR. This is not looking great at all. Horrible pre-market action down, up 20%, was down huge yesterday. So trying to get a little bit of recovery. Not sure what the news is on this. This
this is a
is
Russian
Headhunter.
staffing. No, this is a Russian staffing firm. So,
Hmm.
um,
Yeah, it makes sense.
once
They'll be
again,
getting taking a hit here. Um, yeah, doesn't look good to me at all, guys. We'll find something better. I guarantee that. All right, let's stop here. Let's see what's gapping down today. Let's see what's not doing well this morning. LPSN, and this is down 36%. Looks horrible pre-market, even worse daily, right? Look at the volume you're getting here. So that does not impress us at all. Let's look at Foot Locker. What's going on,
earnings
Gordon?
last night on LPSN and a slew of downgrades this morning as well.
On LPSN?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
agree. I don't like it at
yeah.
all.
It's
Foot Locker had earnings this morning.
Foot Locker earnings this morning is the only time we look at Foot Locker is during earnings, and even then they're a little harder side to trade. But today's pre-market action looks
Never fails to disappoint.
it's dude the choppiness
I
of this
hate that
stock in the market open
Athens
is
stock.
unbelievable
Yeah.
every
I've
time.
seen some people take good trades on it. I
Yeah,
hate
not
them.
me.
I mean, ain't gonna be
Mm-mm.
me.
So I agree that the pre-market looks great, guys, and you're down 22% here, just taking a huge hit. I guess people are not buying sneakers. When you're home, I spend my days in sandals most of the time here. I'm not buying anything.
In
Uh,
Jersey?
Oh yeah, I'm in sandals all the
Don't you
time,
get
man.
frostbite?
I wear these thick ass socks, but
Okay.
I am wearing they're actually like snowboarding socks, but I am wearing sandals, man. Just
I,
as
I
much as I
can't
can.
I can't I can't pull off that
uh,
look.
but yeah, it's here it is, Foot Locker, guys. It's yeah, it's in play today. We'll just I have no hopes that this is gonna trade well, so we'll see what happens. Heading down to STEM, no good. Horrible pre-market activity, horrible daily, light volume. BYD beyond the meat,
Gone from
guys.
meat.
Yes, in the house today, down 11.2,
You know why?
160,000. I do not know why, but I would love to
Because
hear
it
this
tastes
story.
like shit.
Oh man, I thought you was asking
Um,
something for me,
they had
but
earnings
I
last
agree.
night, and it turns out nobody likes their product.
Mm, that's shocking. How could this be? How could this be? I mean, look at it. It's funny how the hype this thing got. With putting themselves in McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts, and it's not able to maintain any kind of a movement here to the upside. Everything is just down. So uh, not
Yeah, I
good.
mean, it came out and IPO to great fanfare and hype, and then it's just been a disappointment ever
Yeah.
since. Every time, I mean, every time we traded this
Hmm.
when it was hot, and
Right.
everybody was everybody was jumping in it. Every time a different restaurant chain would try it out,
Yeah. Yeah.
it would pop, and then they'd come out a few minutes later and say, "Hey, it's not selling. We're pulling it."
Right. Right.
Once again, nothing against vegans. I don't like McDonald's either. So if that comes up, I'll poop on that one
Yeah.
as well.
But I mean, and again, I don't know. I have a very narrow view of this. Who goes to McDonald's to get a BYD
No, that's
burger?
that's a big part of my point.
I
Unless you
mean,
just got the random vegan in your party that is like, yeah, I want McDonald's too, guys.
I don't know who's gonna. Yeah, man, who thought that was a good idea? All right, so BYD guys, they're down, but they're not heavily in play.
I
This
don't think
pre-market action is
no,
not looking
Isaac. I
good.
don't think Megan's ever going to McDonald's. Oh, ask we can ask her,
Yeah, I don't think Megan's a
uh,
McDonald eater. Period.
but
Even
I
even
mean
even if she
I
wasn't a vegan, I don't think McDonald's is her thing.
no.
So you don't have to be a vegan to not like McDonald's. All right, let's head down here, guys. Indo, this
Please
morning
no
they
hate mail, guys. I got nothing against vegans. I just don't like
if you want to
highly
email if you
processed
want to email Norm, his
BS
address
product.
is
No, it's not. It's yeah.
kidding. All right, Indo here, guys. It just doesn't look good. Very active yesterday, as everything else was. I just don't see anything good that's going to follow through here. Sitting on the American Stock Exchange, you guys know how I feel about those stocks. I think they
I
trade
love it's on
horrible.
our list though, because every time I see it, I think gin and juice.
Which one?
Indo.
Oh, Indo. Oh, yeah. I thought you
Smoking
said
on
on our list.
Indo.
Yeah.
Sipping on gin and juice.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Classic, man. Here's open. Again,
See,
everything
I like
gapping down.
plants.
Everything gapping down is just not looking good today. So the comp, we're gonna skip. There's not be nothing right on our screen this morning. They just are not looking decent. BYD is probably the only one that's hopeful here. Maybe we'll add that one to Apostle. It's probably the only one that's hopeful that can do something. The other ones here, I don't like as well. Oh no, you know what? I take that back. Foot Locker. Foot Locker is decent. All right, Norm. Anything you like on your end this morning?
Tesla was not, but just popped up on the scanner list, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was on there even when we were going down it. But it looks pretty darn interesting.
Yeah, Tesla. We'll put that on
If
here.
you're, I know some people have an issue with the high priced stuff. In
Mm-hmm.
reality, it's no different. You just take a smaller amount of shares.
Yeah.
But any of these growth companies, Nvidia, Facebook, Apple, you can argue, I guess, whether
Yeah.
Apple's a
Yeah.
growth company or not. But
Yeah, I'm definitely again Apple and Nvidia
Neo,
just incredible yesterday. Lucid, Neo, any one of
you're gonna
these.
get
I
my
mean,
rare call out on Neo. I think it's decent this morning.
yeah, let's take a look here. Yeah, Neo looks good. Neo, Lucid, these guys all look great. So we'll put Neo on here as well. We'll bring one down. We'll bring either Tesla or Neo down. Tesla today looks really good though. I think Tesla's the one to watch
Yeah.
outside of Neo. So they both look great, but Tesla seems a little bit better this morning.
Marcos is pointing out Lee, which is same segment. They did
Yeah.
have earnings this morning.
Yep. And I'm gonna add Lucid here in case you guys want to look at that one as well. You have options today when it comes to those. All of them sitting with some decent volume. Lucid, including in that list, it also looks very good as well. All right, let's take it to the chat room, guys. Let's see what we have going on here. Marcos, Lee, we have. Thank you. Triple H, CCL. We have not looked at CCL in quite some time. Maybe because when
There's a
it's
good
moving,
reason for that.
yeah, when it's moving, everything else is moving, right? It hasn't really moved on its own. Today they're up 2.5. But again, I think we can watch almost anything as far as that American Airlines, all the travel sector stuff. Um, so yeah, yeah, we can. I'd rather watch actually something else than CCL this morning. Like the tech companies are going to probably do well if the market pops up again, like it did yesterday, which are looking good right now. So I'm gonna keep my eyes on those. I think those can run a little bit better and trade better. But CCL is an again, today's gonna be just like yesterday. You can watch a number of stocks that you like. That are just going to be following the market. What I am going to be keeping a close eye on is the Qs and the SPY, right? I will definitely be going in the direction, hopefully, that they're going in if I do take a trade here. Here's a Citigroup for the most part. I don't know if today's the day you watch these. I mean, they just don't move much. There's so much stuff going on that can move much better with so much volume. I think banking stocks are probably taking a back seat today. That's just my thought on the way I'm trading it, right? I think there's some other stuff that looks a little bit better. Dave from Florida, PLTR. Let's see what's going on there. PLTR. Yeah, very active. Yeah, PLTR is one to watch. They were great yesterday too. PLTR, put as a possible. Heading down, we have a few here. Nvidia, we have Facebook. Yeah, Facebook is another one, guys. So you can keep on deck. More of a possible right now. I just don't know how much run we have here. This is all market, right? This is nothing to do with Facebook trying to bounce back. We were expecting it to eventually sometime, but we'll see. Facebook is a good possible as well.
I'm gonna keep my eye on that because it might be a combo.
Yeah, today is the way it's setting up right now on the daily. It could be good.
I have a feeling there's somebody with a lot of money that says, "Hey, I was able to snag Facebook at 190 yesterday.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see where this goes."
or Nvidia at 205 pre-market. I mean, just madness, madness. There's a
I
lot of
had it at
stocks going on sale.
206. I didn't hold till what two? What
I
did it end up at yesterday? I can't 238.
so
I did not get that.
So I keep doing 207 because that's when I got in. But yeah, I did not hold through that $30 move. I mean, it makes my trade, which was an amazing trade. I'm sure yours was as well, look tiny, but nevertheless, it is what it is. Um, DKNG, let's take a look at that one. Nvidia, we have on deck DKNG here, guys. No, I think we can find stuff that looks better this morning, pre-market already. Again, this can move with the overall market, eyes on the spies and Qs, as I mentioned. But I think there's just a few things that Apple, Nvidia, Neo, today Tesla, even SQ guys up 20%, some decent volume, great pre-market activity. I think these are I favor them a lot more than I do DKNG right now. mRNA yesterday, how did it end up? I know they were making some moves. mRNA. How did it end up? All right, so they continue to pop here. This morning, pretty quiet right now. You have to wait for the market open to see if this is even going to be something you want to watch. Right now, there's not much to go by besides the daily. And the daily, you're back at this area where you have some kind of support resistance. This previous day closed slightly above that. You just have to see what's going to happen there. All right, one more AMC, then we'll take it over to our chat, to the YouTube chat. AMC today, yeah, another one that's just kind of back to this previous day close line. I'm just not seeing anything explosive. And I think if this is going to be explosive, again, for my list, I'm going to be looking at Apple and Nvidia, which were just incredible yesterday, guys. Let's take a look at our YouTube chat, guys. How are you guys doing this morning? Hopefully you guys are well over in YouTube land. I'm just going to bring the chat over here front and center so I can see what's happening. What do you guys like this morning? Let's take a look here. Let's start with...
While we're on YouTube, if you would hit that thumbs up, we sincerely appreciate it.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We'll start with, here we go. Daniel, CCL. Yeah, we just kind of talked about CCL a little bit. Fiona, Upstart was insane. I can't believe I traded that a couple of days ago for a short. It was insane yesterday too. I didn't have it on my list, but I just wanted to see how, because this thing was just, it popped up and it just got crushed. I love shorting. In fact, let me not say that because I don't want to call companies something that somebody would do something that they shouldn't do. But I love shorting these type of companies. They are the best when they pop up like this. Popped up yesterday, did very well. Again, very, very risky company. I think today you can find something better. Not company, very risky price action. Let me be clear on that. So just be careful on that one. But definitely, depending on the market overall, That could be in play today. DKG, I don't have on my list. Yeah, and I feel the same way about NCLAH guys. I think again they haven't really been all that great. The few times they moved, right? As Norm mentioned, we haven't had them on our list for a reason. It's because the overall market is moving, and when we're getting this, there's plenty of other stocks that are going to have a bigger and better movement. That's just the way I feel. So you can watch these travel companies, American Airlines, CCL, NCLH. You can watch those, but I won't have them on my list, and that's okay. I think today, if the market moves the way it did yesterday, you can do well with any stock you really watch. That's going to follow the market. I'm gonna stay away from the banks this morning. I think we have better opportunities with the tech stuff today, so I'm just gonna stay away with that. Although Bank of America looking pretty good here, nice pop, 1.2. But yeah, I'll stick with the other stuff that can move a little bit better. AMD, I'm sure it's gonna do well today. I'm not sure it's gonna do well. Also, another one that can do well this morning. So right now, pre-market activity looking very, very nice actually. Yeah, it's just I'm just so heavy in the tech side, but these are the stuff that's moving. We have Apple, Nvidia, AMD. This is the stuff that if you have your timing correctly done here, you can get some pretty significant moves if the market is moving the way it's moving. Now, PG, why would you do that? Let's take care of you. See you, my friend. I'm not spamming the chat like that. What's wrong with you? Put user in timeout. See ya.
IMPP, we don't trade penny stocks, man.
Yeah. I put him in timeout. I don't know if he's a good guy or not, but you can do that. You can get away with sending the same ticker five
I was gonna give
times.
him one more chance.
All right.
I'm
All
just that
right.
nice.
I'll remove him from. Can you remove him? I can't take him out of
Yeah,
timeout.
I
That's
will. I
it.
will. I will. I will.
All right, cool. Thanks. All right. Normally, it's the other way around. I'm the nice guy. Normally, it's just ready to just crush people, like just slice them, hammer them down. But it's Friday.
Actually, it
Uh,
won't let me.
it
So
won't okay.
yeah,
She
a
can
few
join the
minutes he'll be
next.
able to come out.
Yeah. Um, all right, guys. Over on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Appreciate your likes. Sitting at 126. Would love to get to 250 today if we can. Appreciate your support very, very much. All right, let's take a look at our community events and
Bros.
announcements. I see.
Oh, Brothers Coffee. I'll look real quick. I it,
What?
the problem, not that I know this has had some hype.
Which one?
Uh, Bros, BROS, Brothers Coffee.
Uh huh.
It just doesn't intraday. It doesn't trade great. It doesn't have huge volume. Not that today it can't shine. I don't know if it's got some news. I haven't seen anything specific on it this morning. I think that's more of a swing or a long term hold kind of ticker.
Yeah, yeah. And we'll have time in the back end to go through some more stuff and some Q&As because we're going to be done with this list and levels very quickly. Let's just get to our announcements now, and then we'll have some more time to get to the chat, some of the comments on there, and see what's going on. So let's see what's happening for next week, guys, so you guys can prepare and be ready for what's coming up.
All right, guys, don't forget. So this is Friday. When we talk about the test drive, aka trial membership, over the weekend is an awesome time to do that, so you can get set up and get ready. And then you have Monday morning or Monday evening onboarding with Carlos at 7 p.m. No matter your membership class, you are welcome to attend that and can get in it. And then immediately after that, next week, we've got the tech class with Ed talking about journaling at 8 p.m. Tuesdays, we focus on strategy. Eamon's breakouts webinar it is posted. And then on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, Peter will be talking about his infamous lightning bolt pattern, how to trade it. Creda's webinar is posted as well. And the next week, we're going to have Dr. Kenneth Reed talking about avoiding the trading trance. Something that I'm not sure it's possible to not fall into at some point in your trading career when you're just so honed in on your charts and everything else. Blinders go on everywhere else. You forget everything. So check that out. Then Thursday mentorship, 11 a.m. You've got Andrew 4 and 4:30. I say that because he comes in early to trade earnings, like I mentioned on Square. That's with Ed. And then 8 p.m. Eastern is Thor. Don't forget also, we've got the mid-afternoon. It's currently at 2 p.m. Q&A for new traders that John is doing in the classroom. And I hope I get to sit in on that one. I keep meaning to, and then I get busy right there at that time. So hope to sit in on that one soon. If If you haven't checked it out yet, be sure to go to stocktradingsimulator.com. We spent a lot of time and a few dollars to develop this. It is a free web-based trading replay simulator. At the bottom right, you can also go sign up for homework assignments. Each and every week, you get an email or two from the team telling you, some suggestions of what days and times to go back and what tickers to look at. Really great tool. And I mentioned that test drive. If you want to do it at a discount, you can go to barebulltraders.com, scroll down about halfway down the page. You'll see that test drive now button. Click on it, fill it out. Use the promo code premarket24 for a discount. It will only charge you one time, and it gives you access to Bearable Traders for 7 days, 5 trading days in the room, after which it cancels and it will not bill you again. And if you'd like to become an elite member and get access to all of the webinars I was just discussing, use the promo code LOVERS50, and you can do that.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Norm. All right, let's get to it, guys. We got the question, and I'm sure many people have these type of questions where they say, why is this one not a good fit or a good daily, right? It's FTCH. Well, a couple of things is, we've been trading long enough that we know how horrible this stock is, because we looked at it before when it has been in play, and
I'll give you your first indication that it's based in the UK. And obviously, I've got many friends over there. Not anything against the UK. Foreign tickers, especially from certain countries, trade funky. UK is one of them.
Yeah. The price action, guys, is very weird. I'll give you an example. Look at yesterday, right? Yesterday, you saw the type of day that we had. Look what this stock does. Only trades 15 million, which is on the higher side of things, right? For the entire day. And look what it does here. Now, maybe because they're waiting for earnings, right? They had earnings coming up after hours. Is that what the pop was last night? FTCH.
Yeah, they had earnings last night.
So maybe let's give it the benefit of the doubt. But just look at this action, right? It's moving between 20, is that 20 cents? 20 cents the entire day. It tends to do that more often than not, right? So yeah, today you're gapping up 31.7. Now, given if we did not have all this fun stuff on our list, Nvidia, let's say our gappers list was 5 tickers, and 2 of them were trash. This could possibly be on there, right? We'll watch it because we have the space to watch it. This could be on there. We say, let's see what's going to happen at the market open. But that's not the case. We have a really great stuff that's well beyond better than this. So this is not going to make the list. You can't watch everything. You just really can't. So you got to start being very picky when you are doing this list. This ticker does not beat any of the tickers that we have here. I'd rather watch Yndx today. And this is a foreign company that does not trade very well, but I'd rather watch this on this type of morning opposed to FTCH, right?
It's got way more impactful news. The other thing I'll say is, we do our best to pick out from our experience and how we trade what we think will move. Notorious, what was it? Whenever Ford, and God, I hate to even bring this up.
Bring it up.
Just because we'll have people calling out Ford again. Thank God nobody called it out this morning. But Ford is notoriously bad. And the morning when it had a big run, big day, we didn't put it on our list because of our experience with it. That's what scanners are for, though. That's what the community's for, because people will say, look, Ford is actually moving, and then somebody can take that trade.
Right. So there you go. And we wanted to answer that because I know it's a lot of people that ask that question. So that's our take on that. All right, guys, let's get to some levels, starting with our list right now: SQ, Tesla, Apple, Nvidia, NEO, and AMD. Yes, very tech heavy, I know, but that's the stuff that's
what's been moving recently.
That's got it going on today, right? So starting with SQ here, nice little pop this morning, guys. We were up 20% on this stock. The volume also is very good, 923,000 shares traded. That is high for SQ so early this morning. So that's nice. 115.16 is the high of the pre-market. You're low at 107.83. So we're going to go back here now. We're going to start looking at levels of where we see some change in direction, some hesitation. Let's get our epic pen to come make an appearance over here. And let's get a little thing here so we can, I got everything all over the place today. 1 second, guys. Get this out the way. with this over here, and there we go. All right, so obviously pre-market highs, you can clearly see here what's happening, right? You got the resistance over the couple of days on that 116 level. So again, this just didn't pick this level just because it wants to. That is where you're seeing tons of resistance on the daily. Heading back towards the top above that, another great level here we have is 126. You can see there, nice support happening there. Also a little bit, this is, I know we went over it over the 116, 126, sorry, 126.83, but this has a little bit of resistance here, right? Because you popped up, we're not able to maintain and can't slam back down. Even though you got over it, I see this as an area where you had resistance around here and you couldn't maintain that high, right? So you pop back down. So more of the reason why I want to have this level on here, just to keep an eye on in case we're going to move in that direction. Now, this is a big move, guys. Going from 116 to 126, that's a $10 move. That's going to take some time to get there. There might be a stop along the way. I think there's going to be a place of hesitation. This 121 looks good to me. You do have a couple of dailies on there using that as their previous day close, right? Or as their close for the day. Some support happening there on this candle. This candle is interesting. Opens up, slams down or up. Who knows how it did it in what order, but eventually comes right back after using this as support, right? So that 121 might be 122 exactly. It could be a good one to have on deck as well. Now we start looking towards the bottom. This 107, no, no reason why that's just not there for the blue. There's a reason for it. 107.68, there it is. You can see the daily, a lot of stuff happening there, a lot of resistance on this side here, a couple of days showing resistance there, and some support happening here using that same 107, might be 108, but 107.68 is the low of the pre-market, right? So I like that level a lot. The next one below that, if you start looking at the daily where you're finding support over and over again, it's going to be this one right here. Very clear level, 102.04. So you got your daily level set up there. I don't think you need to add anything else. You'll pretty much cover below that as well. Previous day close, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. This stock yesterday hitting, what is this, 82 bucks. Today sitting at 114 after a beautiful run yesterday to 95. And again, we're going to see this candle here on many of the stocks that we're going to look at following through here. So again, I spent some time kind of explaining what we're looking at on the daily on this chart. So then when we go to the next ones on coming up, you kind of have an idea on what we are looking for here. Penny, I agree. It must be a Northeast thing. Penny's saying on YouTube that they love socks and sandals. Yes, absolutely. Here is Tesla, guys. Tesla this morning, very active. Love the pre-market activity. EVs are heavily in play today, looking very good. 826.50 high of the pre-market. We'll mark the low 784, and we are set, man. Look at the swings on this one on Tesla, down to 700, back up to 800 after the nice run, and now it's just hanging out here to see what's coming up next. So towards the bottom, you're set on levels as we kind of discussed in the previous stock. Then here we're going to look for the same thing. We're going to look at a 857 and very clear level here, guys. It's going to be, I'm going to mark it a little bit towards the bottom here. It's going to be this 925. I mean, you can tell this is an area, obviously, because you do have a segment here where the resistance is a little bit higher. It's going to be over at 845, right? And $20 higher for Tesla is nothing. So it'll be slightly higher. You can still use this as an area. You want to mark down this level at 945, please go ahead and do so. This is, to me, is going to be an area. This is an area here, especially for a stock that can move, $100, $150 like nothing, right? $25 range is not huge for Tesla. So that is an area where you have tons of resistance all over this timeline here from end of January or February. Really, we couldn't get above this 945-ish, 925-ish level. So we definitely want to have that on there. Before we get there, I do see some areas of support right on here at 897. So you got the ping pong action happening here all month of February. That was the song and dance. And yeah, that could be some levels that you can get into if we start heading northeast here. Here's Apple, guys. Low of the pre-market over at 160, 160.53. And then we're going to slam another level over at 164.64. So you're set there. And I don't think you need to add anything else on Apple, guys. You're pretty much set here. We'll leave this alone. Just in case, I mean, you don't want to have a bias. And if you had a bias yesterday, it was a perfect day that could teach you a lesson. If you had a bias of going short, you could see that we gapped down huge and everything was positive. Everything was north, right? So we always say, don't have a bias. Try not to have a bias going into the trading day. And I'm sure, and this has happened to me in the past where, oh, it's weak, I'm going to go short. I'm just going to go with the market. and I don't switch from that mentality quick enough, and I just get crushed. I just start, wait for the next bounce. Okay, it's gonna reverse here. Let me go short. And if you did that yesterday, you would have paid the price dearly, my friend, because that was not the case. So try not to have a bias, but if you do, make sure you can switch and pivot very quickly to the direction that the market is heading into. Here's Nvidia. We're going to remove some levels from that we did yesterday from the past here. 230.66 low of the pre-market, and once you put that level in there, you look at this chart towards the bottom, you are pretty good. I mean, there's nothing else you need to add on here. Highs and lows doing an amazing job taking care of everything there for you. Towards the top, I'm just going to mark a few here just in case we get going today. The very clear level is going to be at 265, and then you have I want to say minor, not major level. You have one here because this is more of an area. It's not a lot of direct touches on this. So there's a few here, here, and yeah, that's about it. Actually, those three, and then you just kind of have an area, like you have just this overall area around 253 where you have some sort of support and resistance. Again, minor level. I won't put too much weight on that one. This 265 is huge, and also the ones down here, most recently from the highs and lows, are going to be great for you as well. Also, where the price action is right now, the previous day close, you draw a line on that. That is a major level. Look at the direct hits you're getting there, right? Support resistance happening around that 237.48. That's going to be a good level for Nvidia to keep an eye on. Here is Neo, guys. Amazing volume today. They were sitting at 1 million, and when Neo is doing 1 million at so early in the pre-market like this, they usually tend to have a decent day. So I expect that from them today. 2183 is high of the pre-market. If we move over to the left here, let's see towards the top at the moment. Probably not a great level. It's not as clean, but 2331. And then up here like this one, 2484 is much cleaner. You see a lot of very clear areas of support, of resistance happening there, right? 2484. So towards the bottom, you're pretty much set. I'm not going to mark the low of the pre-market. You can if you want to, but we do have the highs and lows from the last two trading days taking care of that for you, right? So I would like this stock for the long play here. I really don't want this going short towards the bottom. I think the best trading will be done if this thing can actually take off today. AMD this morning, towards the bottom, you're pretty much set. Just going to mark down the low of the pre-market, 114.07. And then towards the top, or high of our pre-market above some of the highs from the last two trading days at 119.46. We'll throw that level there. And then above that, if we were to find a level, I see 122.09. Could be another area to keep an eye on. So that is our list for today, guys. Again, we're very tech heavy. I know we got some stuff in our secondary list. We have Facebook, which can be, actually Facebook could be up here. I might replace Apple or Nvidia with Facebook because I got Apple, Nvidia, and AMD. That's just too much. I think I'm going to move down. You know what? We'll move down. Jeez, they all look good. Let's just put Facebook there. Let's just have one extra one because they all look good. I was trying to figure out which one looks worse out of Apple, Nvidia, and AMD, but they all look really good. And then Lee, we have a Foot Locker, which had earnings. This thing huge drop, very extended, 24 down 24. I think this can be choppy today. We'll have to be careful on how that goes. So that is our list, guys. Let's take a look at what the moderators are watching today. Let's bring that over. I'm going to resize this over here. Over on YouTube, if you haven't done so already, I appreciate for those that have already hit that like button. But if you haven't had the chance to, this will be a great opportunity to hit that like button. We really, really appreciate it. And again, it does help us out a ton here. So thank you so much for that. We are sitting right now at 190. If we can get to 250, that would be amazing. Let's take a look at our moderators lineup. Bring that over here. And here's what we have, my friends. We have, starting with, so let's go over here. Here we go. Eamon, potential long, space, shorts, BYND, not liking much today. A couple of SPACs and IPOs opening up today, so there they are. Thor, he's looking at the SPY, AMD, Apple, and Lee. Dima is looking at SQ, AMD, Apple, and Lee. Peter is looking at AMD, Apple, Tesla, secondary list, Lucid, KAR, which they have some news there, and Yndx. Susan's list this morning is Tesla, Nvidia, Apple, and your secondary, Facebook, Lucid, and AMD this morning. So again, very tech heavy, just like me this morning. That's what's been hot. Tiffany here is looking at Tesla, Nvidia, and SQ. Brian, Etsy, SQ, BYND, and that's sure that's BYND. I was supposed to say Florida. He's looking at Florida. No, he's looking at Foot Locker. LSPN, the Qs, both long and short. and he's selling some Yndx from yesterday, so he got in on that yesterday. Very nice. LPSN, sorry for the dyslexic trading today, and then also BYND there. So Brian's got something going on there. Maybe the tequila this morning. It's not helping his typing. And Mike is looking at SQ and PayPal. Guys, thank you so much for joining. We got a couple of minutes here before we hop off. Jerry coming in with his list. Volatility, Index, AMC, PLTR. He's looking at those for some potential moves. All right, excellent. Norm, any one question? Maybe we can probably like two questions or
we
so.
can get a couple.
We can answer. Yeah,
I try to answer them as quick as possible so that we get the answer and then can get as many as possible in. So throw them in there.
Yeah, see what we guys have here. Norm, what happened to the monthly donation features? We still have it on. You answered that already? Okay, we still have it on.
Yeah, we got a page, but the interest just died down. I mean, it was really hot at first. It died down, and it wasn't, so that's how it goes.
All right, what else we have here, guys?
What makes a stock gap up or gap down heavily? The actual mechanics. It's just price action like anything else. It's just an auction process in which the price is moved, and essentially you don't have buyers willing to support the price that it was at, so it can't hold that.
Yep. Norm, where do you get your economic data in the mornings?
Like a million different places. But I mean, primarily your best bets, if you're looking for the easy stuff, low-hanging fruit, the Benzinga tab in the room, and FinViz. I probably use FinViz more than anything else. I dig in elsewhere, but those two will cover you much of the time.
Yeah, one from YouTube here. How do we spot?
And as far as if you're asking about economic like data timings, you can go to MarketWatch economic calendar.
Another one here from YouTube. How do we spot if a title is moving on its own or following indexes? That's a tough one. But if it's moving away from the indexes, like for example, the SPY's gapping up and you have Foot Locker today gapping down, you clearly know there's something else going on here. If you look at the gap down list today, for the most part, if these stocks are not either directly affected by the positive news, right? Because some stocks, although you have positive marketing news, is not positive for them, or they have earnings. BYND and all these companies, they have something going on today. That's going opposite. So that's where you can spot it. When there's a gap up on the SPY and there's positive news, then it's hard to tell how much of the move is because of the catalyst or because of the market movement. So that's a little bit tougher to kind of identify, right? You just don't know. All right, what else do we have?
I think that's it. We're out of time.
Hitting 9:15, so we're out of time, guys. Go over on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining the pre-market show and engineering the markets. Oh, actually, no engineering the markets today. That will be on Monday. Thank you so much. We will see you guys on Monday. Have an amazing weekend, guys. Make sure you hit that thumbs up if you haven't done so already as we sign off here. Take care, trade safe. Remember, do not have a bias in this market and stick to your stops. It's Friday. You don't want to be a hero today. You want to end the month too. It's the end of the month, right? It's the last trading day, I believe. Today of the month?
No, Monday.
No, we have Monday. Okay, we'll talk to you guys on Monday about.
I will say there was news that just dropped, and it seems to have put a little bit of downward pressure on things. That's the German foreign minister kind of crapped on the sanctions, saying that they're a problem. So I think lack of unity in that might be
that's not good,
causing some issues here. So we'll keep an eye on it closely.
All right, guys. Eyes on the spies and cues. Take care. Trade safe over on YouTube. We're going to continue here in our chat with our members. Have a good one, guys.
Take care, guys. Trade safe. Have a great weekend.